تفضل بسم الله.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. عن أم سلمة بن موسى عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال: يكون اختلاف عند موت خليفة فيخرج رجل من أهل المدينة هاربا إلى مكة فيأتيه الناس من أهل مكة فيقتلونه وهو خارج فيؤمنه بين الركين والمقام ويبعث إليه بعث والشام ويكسر به بالميدان بين مكة والمدينة فإذا رأى الناس ذلك أتاه أبدال الشام.
Okay, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. It's nothing new in this hadith, more or less the same things that we've discussed, but just a different hadith consolidating. وعن أم سلمة عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, narrating the authority of Salma, and she in turn narrates from Nabi صلى الله عليه وسلم قال: يكون اختلاف عند موت خليفة. There will be a difference of an opinion, some political upheaval in the موت خليفة, at the time of the death of the Khalifa. فيخرج رجل من أهل المدينة هاربا. When a person from the people of Medina, a person from the people of Medina, due to this political turmoil, due to this political upheaval, he will come out hariban free إلى مكة, to Makkah. فيأتيه ناس من أهل مكة, when the people of Makkah will come to him, right? فيخرجونه, they will take him out, they will expose him, right? وهو كاره, while he wants to remain anonymous, he wants to remain incognito. فيبايعونه بين الركن والمقام, and they will take bait on his head between the rukn and the maqam. ويبعث إليه بعث من الشام, then a group, an army will be sent to him from Syria. فيخسف بهم بالبيداء, it will be sunken with him in a place called بيضاء بين مكة والمدينة, between Makkah and Medina. فإذا رأى الناس ذلك أتاه أبدال الشام, and when the people see that, then just 1 second. وهو كاره, sorry, سوف يخسف به, فإذا رأى الناس ذلك أتاه أبدال الشام, when the people see this, the أبدال of Sham, وأصائب أهل العراق, also a group from the people of Iraq, will, they see this, then they will be now impressed and see, now this is person who has been divinely aided. فيبايعونه, they will take bait on his hand. ثم ينشأ رجل من قريش, then a person from amongst Quraysh will be made to stand up. أخواله كلب, his family, his maternal family will be from the tribe of Kalb. فيبعث إليهم بعثا, then he will send to them a group. فيظهرون عليهم, and they will be able to conquer them. وذلك بعث كلب, that will be the army of Kalb. ويعمل في الناس بسنة نبيهم, he will practice amongst the people with the sunnah of the Nabi. ويلقي الإسلام بجيرانه في الأرض, and Islam will be established on his shoulders on this earth. فيلبث 7 سنين, then he will live for about 7 years. ثم يتوفى, then he will pass away. ويصلي عليه المسلمين, and Muslims will pray for him, upon him, janazah namaz. رواه Abu Dawud, Abu Dawud narrates this particular riwayat. Okay, so this particular riwayat that we have in front of us, we've discussed this already several times. There's a little bit extra information here that comes with this riwayat. That's probably the reason why Sahib Mishkaat has brought this riwayat. So I was telling you, it speaks about the emergence of the Mahdi. The first part is قال يكون اختلاف عند موت خليفة. So what it means there is that when the leader of the Muslims at this point in time, close to the Mahdi, when he passes away, there will be, so to say, some political upheaval. There would be a question of who the successor would be, who is going to follow up, etc. Who's going to be the new Khalifa, etc. Right? Are you with me? And as we know thus far, that the Mahdi, he wants to remain an anonymous person. He does not like, and that as is, the rule for with all, muttaqi, God-fearing, pious people, they don't want to be in the limelight, and they don't want to have the responsibility of leadership. They don't want to have the responsibility of having to answer for other people because they know that is a big amanat and a trust. So same thing here. He will flee from Medina to Mecca, and out of fear that people must not make him, maybe he got kashf, Allah Ta'ala inspired him that people must not make him the Khalifa. But when he comes here, as we said, he will be making tawaf of the Bayt, and between the Hajar Aswad and the Maqam Ibrahim. So remember now, I was telling you, people will be in such a desperate condition. Things would have reached, I didn't get up straight, they was reached such a poor condition that they will be waiting in anticipation for the Mahdi. That the Ummah have reached such a pitiable condition that nothing can help the Ummah now except the Mahdi. Are you understand what I'm saying? So that's why, and obviously the ulama, the great ulama, the Abdals, they know what is happening. When we discuss, inshallah, the chapter of Abdal, right, we're going to do, it also comes in Mishkaat Shareef. There is a bit of discussion of this year. There are those pious persons we discussed this year. You get umur shar'iyya and umur takwiniya, things of the world, matters the world, when the rain will fall, etc. So those people, Allah Ta'ala would have inspired them now that the time of the Mahdi is right. You must seek out the Mahdi. You must find him, right? So that's why they will look for him. And then when they see him, they'll say, you are the Mahdi, because we know the signs. We know the signs who the Mahdi is. That his name, his father's name, his mother's name. Now, there's an interesting story I want to tell you. You see, our Ustad, Mufti Ibrahim Salaji, you were here when he came to the farm, you weren't here? Yeah, he was with his mother. He was with his mother. We went for Hajj, for Umrah in 1975, I think it was. That's the year I was born. Anyway, there was a person who claimed to be the Mahdi. I got a book by the house, the whole book is in English. And he got a chance to speak to this person even. And he went to him and he asked him, it's simple, you see, it's not difficult. What is your name? His name wasn't Muhammad. What is your father's name? His father's name wasn't the name of what you call it, of Nabi Sallallahu father. What is your mother's name? He wasn't. He said, you know the Mahdi. It comes clear in the hadith that the Mahdi's name will be Muhammad, his father's name will be Abdullah, his mother's name will be Amina. That's not your name. You're taking a chance. But anyway, there's a very interesting incident that happened in the Haram in 1975. The Saudi Arabia authorities, they were unable to do anything. They had to get in the French paratroopers to flush. This guy took control of the whole Haram. This guy claimed, I forgot his name now. What's his name? I knew it, but it just escaped me now. But what's his name? But anyway, he took the gunmen, they stormed the Haram of Makkah. They took control for several days. All the Hujjaj, they were trapped in the Haram. They couldn't come out to the Haram, etc. But anyway, I was just telling you, you just go back to the basics. What is your name? See the hadith said, I go to the Mirza, what is your name? Your name is Mirza Ghulam Ahmad. What is your mother's name? Mother Sharah Bibi. But Nabi Sallallahu said, Isa ibn Maryam will come. You're not Isa ibn Maryam. Right? So same thing here. So the true people of Haqq, they will recognize that and they will give back to his hand. But now when then an army will come an army will come to oppose him. And the head of this army will be a person called Sufyan. It's called Sufyani. And he will come to oppose now the new Khalifa. Was the Muslims like how? See, I mean, what's so difficult to believe in this? When the Muslims established a Khilafat in Afghanistan, what the Americans done? What they done? They immediately attacked Afghanistan. They don't want to see a Khilafat. They don't want to see Khilafat ala minhaj nubuwwah. So same thing will happen here. Exact same thing. When you look at the incidents that's happening nowadays, you can see it's not difficult to believe what will happen because we see the same things playing out in front of us. So they will say, no, why is they don't want Khilafat ala minhaj nubuwwah? Same like how they attacked Afghanistan. So they will say, no, we can't have the Muslims united under Khalifa. This will be a threat to us. So then an army will come to, but miraculously, this army will be sunken into the earth. Allah Ta'ala will cause him to in a place called Baida, which is close to Makkah, between Makkah and Medina. When this happens, now this will be a sure sign that this person is on the haq, that he is, divinely aided. Then here it says, so there it says, you look there, بهم بالبيضاء بين مكة فإذا رأى الناس ذلك أتى أبدال الشام. So now when this happens, now it's confirmed that this is the Mahdi. Abdal Sham is a badal of, the Jama of Badal. So, right? This is, I told you that we'll do more about this at a later stage, but it's a specially appointed group of 40 people that Allah Ta'ala, used them to execute certain duties in the world. And like that, the group of pious persons that are in Iraq are called the Asa'ib. So there's somebody like Abdallah, have some role. Then you have the group that's in Egypt, is called the Nujaba. So at every point in time, there is this group of people. Always there's this people. When the one passes away, then he's replaced by another person. And it could be that even somebody that is sitting amongst you here, maybe, and we'll do the details, inshallah, later on. It's a certain amount are from Syria, certain amount from the other part of the world. So you will see an unassuming, simple person next to you and think there's an ordinary, simple person. But obviously, he can't be doing a haram in it. And he could actually be from amongst the Abdal. He could be amongst from the Abdal. So the group that resides in Syria is called the Abdal. The ones in Iraq are called the Asaib, and the ones that reside in Egypt are called the Nujaba, right? So this whole group here from other hadiths will do this. In fact, there's a whole article written on this. It was in English. When we done upstairs, I shared it to the students upstairs. There's a total group of 313 of these selected pious servants of Allah. And within the 313, there's another select group of 40. And within that 40, there's another select group of 7. And within that 7, there's another select group of 3. So when the 3, which is right on top of the pyramid, so to say, when one of them passes, 7 underneath, one is chose to replace him from there. Are you with me? So like it's different ranks that you have to follow. And when somebody, so when somebody from the 3 pass away, he's replaced from one of the 7. And from when one of the 7 passes away, he's replaced from the one of the 40. Are you with me? And when one of the 40s passed away, then he's replaced from one of the 313. So you have to follow that hierarchy, like, you have to work way up, like how you first you get the CEO, or did you get the one below? You have to follow the, what you call it, you have to follow the order like that. So I was telling you that 40 of them, of these select 313 people, they are stationed in Syria. They are stationed in Syria. The others could be in the different parts of the world. So I was telling you, you could be one of your fellow students even here, or maybe someone could even be an Abdal. You don't know. They are hidden. Yeah, when they pass away afterwards, then you hear that this Abdal. They are in the different cities of this, right? And they are doing Allah Ta'ala's work. So they do something which is hidden from the eyes of the people. So they're also called Rijalul Ghaib. Rijalul Ghaib. The hadith refer to them. Now, a lot of people don't accept this because if you look at the hadith that speak about them, there are many hadith that speak about these people, many hadith that speak about it. And it's been gathered in one place. I told you there's a whole booklet I had, but they are not of the Sahih hadith. But yeah, because we say when the hadiths are multiple, even though they are not sahih, but because they are multiple, then it lends some credibility to it. You understand? And besides the fact that there are so many hadiths, and although they are not sahih, but our ulama, they can vouch for it. They met these people. Some of our it was even claimed some of our pious predecessors they were from amongst these people, etc. But the Salafis they deny the existence. But yeah, look here. Remember the Salafis deny the existence of all these people. Why? Because they say any hadith it's not sahih, they throw it in the rubbish bin and they neglect it totally. We don't do that, especially if it is, so to say, a Hasan hadith, if it's a weak hadith, and there are multiple ones of them, then we accept it. You understand what I'm saying? So, yeah, they say if anybody don't accept the existence of these people, or if any people, then also the hadith are not so sahih that to say it will affect the iman in any way. Right? But if you accept it, especially if you have faith in our ulama, many of them they've met these people, many stories you see our elders they give of the abdal, etc., etc. But it's not like you say an integral part of your iman. That if you don't believe in it, you're out of the fold of Islam. That is why you won't find it in the Aqidah books, etc., etc. Because the hadith is not of that strength. You with me? Right. But our ulama can vouch for this. They met these people, right? So Mullah Ali Qari, there's a Sharih of Mishkaat, he writes about it. Imam Ghazali is Ihyam al-Ulum, he also writes about it. As-Sa'ib, I told you, so the people in Iraq are As-Sa'ib, Sham of Asaba, and Nujaba is in Misr, right? So Ba'atha, so the next, okay, so that's the next part of the hadith, he say, yeah, that army that will be sent, right? This is called a Sufyani. And also you can say he's like um, a person that will be sent to oppose now the Khalifa. That's in the part of the hadith which says, فيبايعون ثم ينشأ رجل من قريش فيبعث إليهم بعث فيظهرون عليهم, right? But he will be sunk into the so this is the group that will come from Sham, right? Then the next part of the رجل من قريش, a person from the Banu Kalb. And this person from the Banu Kalb, a person who is maternal family from the Banu Kalb. In fact, here is mentioned that this person will come before the Sufyani. First, the Sufyani will come. So, so there's two armies that will come to oppose the Mahdi. So, ثم ينشأ رجل من قريش أخواله كلب, right? فيبعث إليهم بعثا فيظهرون عليهم. That's the first one. وذلك بعث كلب, right? That was this is before the people, the Sufyani. There's a group that will come up to oppose him before the Sufyani, right? ويعمل في الناس بسنة نبيهم ويلقي الإسلام بجيرانه في الأرض, right? So there's two armies that will come to oppose him. One is the army of uh, this person of Kalb, and one is the army of the Sufyani, right? You got that, ne? So remember that part there. So one army will be defeated, as is mentioned there. فَيُبْعَثُ إِلَيْهِمْ بَعْثًا فَيَظْهَرُونَ عَلَيْهِمْ. And the other one will be sunken in the earth, right? Then the next part of that, وَيُلْقِي الْإِسْلَامُ فِي جِيرَانِهِ. Jiran normally refer to the neck of a camel. Normally, when a camel is very tired and it lays with its neck on the ground, I ever saw it sits on his feet and it put the bottom part of his neck. You ever seen a picture like that there? And this is a means of comfort for it, right? So this shows so this like how the camel is now at peace is comfort, is rested. So this year Islam will be like that. They're saying there, وَيَعْمَلُ فِي النَّاسِ بِسُنَّةِ النَّبِيِّ وَيُلْقِي الْإِسْلَامُ بِجِيرَانِهِ فِي الْأَرْضِ. That Islam will be at this point in time at peace, at comfort, like how the camel is at a complete rest. So same thing here. This animal will be at a complete rest. Right. Okay, read the next hadith. So I told you there's nothing really extra more. It's the same things we discussed. We just done a bit of discussion about the Nujaba, the Sa'ib, etc. But same thing that when the Mahdi is identified by the pious people and he will be forced to give bai'at because the Ummah will need him, the Ummah will be in a desperate position. And then once they give bai'at, then when the first army, two armies will come to oppose him, one will be sunken into the earth and the other one he will destroy. And then after that, the Muslims will be at peace and they will be in comfort. Right, the next one. Okay, stop there. So the same thing I told you, this hadith, it affirms many of the things I told you earlier. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. وَنَبِي سَائِلٍ قَالَ ذَكَرَ رَسُولُ اللَّهِ صَلَّى بَلَاءً يُصِيبُ هَذِهِ الْأُمَّةِ. That Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned calamities that will afflict this ummah. Now, if you look at throughout history, from the beginning of Islam, never was a Muslim as helpless, as helpless as they are today. They are being kicked from pillar to post. 2 billion Muslims, 2 billion Muslims, but they are like a plaything in the hand of the Western world, the colonial powers. They can do nothing. So he says that under these circumstances, it is one is they have been genocided from the non-Muslims, from the Western world, from the Ahl Kitab, from the imperialists, and on the other hand also the natural disasters that are coming on account of the poor amal. So they're saying, Bala'an yusibu hadhihi ummah, calamities that will afflict this ummah. Hatta la yajid rajulu malja'an. To such an extent, a person will not find any place or sanctuary. Wherever he go, he will be terrorized, he will be brutalized by shooting at the people of Gaza. Then under these circumstances, so when for something to improve, it must reach rock bottom first. For something to be improved, that's why they say in Urdu, say, जब जुल्म जब जुल्म हद से तजावुज कर रहा फिर मिट जाते हैं. So when, like you say, when something reaches the lowest ebb, then it can't go further down. Then there's only one way, then it must go up, because it can't go. So when you reach the bottom of the barrel, you're scraping the bottom of the barrel, you can't go further down, you can't go further. So now it's only way, and it's to go up. So that's what they're saying here, that when the Muslims reaches their lowest ebb, when they've reached the bottom, when they're scraping the bottom of the barrel, there's no way now except to go up. Then, under those circumstances, so things have to get worse before it gets better. فَيَبْعَثُ اللَّهُ رَجُلٌ مِنْ إِتْرَتِهِ. That Allah Ta'ala will send a person from my family, وَأَهْلِ بَيْتِي, right, in my family, from my household, فَيَمْلَعُ بِالْأَرْضَ قِسْطًا وَعَدْلًا. So, okay, they're not giving the details about all, like, they'll identify between the Maqam Ibrahim and Yamani. They say now, فَيَمْلَعُ فِي الْأَرْضِ قِسْطًا, in equity, justice, كَمَا مُلِئَتْ ظُلْمًا وَجَوْرًا, like how previously the land was filled with oppression, etc., and zulm, etc. يَرْضَى عَنْهُ سَاكِنُ السَّمَاءِ, that the inhabitants of the sky and the inhabitants of the earth will be happy with him. So why the Sakin Sama? I told you, we discussed this before. When people are good, when people are pious, when people are, then Allah Ta'ala sends the rains, Allah Ta'ala sends pleasant conditions. When people are impious, when people are, like the hadith says clearly, when people cheat, when they rob, when they steal, when they commit zina, then Allah Ta'ala withhold the rains, Allah Ta'ala sends poverty, Allah Ta'ala sends drought in it. So in the process, the animals are also affected by the actions of the human beings. In the process, the animals are also affected by the actions of the human beings. So, وَسَاكِنُ, right? So, لَا تَدَعُ الصَّبَاءُ مِنْ قَطْرِهَا شَيْئًا. So, remember, normally in Arabic, also in terms of the hadith, we speak about your risk come from the sky. Why? Because remember in previous days, agrarian societies, so so look, in previous times you would be very nowadays you got factories and all that type of thing. But in previous times you'd live off the land. You'd live off the land. And obviously the land needs water and the water comes from the rains from the sky. So that's why I say wafis sama'i rizqukum. And in the skies is your risk. In the sky is your risk. So here the abundant flowing or rain refer to abundance of risk. You understand what I'm saying? You saw the link. You saw the link between your risk and the waters coming from the sky. So saying, لا تدع السماء من قطرها شيئا إلا صبته مرارا. So the sky will not leave من قطرها from its drop anything except صبته. It was sent down مرارا in torrents, right? So in other words, there will be abundant rain, abundant crops, abundant harvest, right? ولا تضع الأرض من نباتها شيئا. And neither will the earth leave anything from its crops, anything, and throw إلا أخرجته until it will throw abundantly. You will remove it حتى يتمنى الأحياء والأموات يعيش في ذلك. To such an extent that the living will desire that the dead are living in that, right? يعيش في ذلك 7 سنين أو 8 سنين أو 9 سنين. The last part of this, sometimes when you having a lot of fun or when you enjoying, then you wish at that point in time, you think about your disease also. If only they were here to see how we are enjoying, if they only to see how we are, so that's why it comes in the hadith also that when a person passes away and you are successful in this dunya, in akhirah, you are successful in the dunya and he's successful in the akhirah, he will wish that his family back home knows about his present conditions. He will wish, and even like this in this dunya, maybe sometimes, maybe, you are close to your parents, you are close to your mom, your father, whatever. So now there's a achievement in the family. Maybe the son became happy, or maybe somebody graduated, became alim, or maybe some became a doctor, whatever. So at that point in time, you think about the disease a lot. If only our amwat were here, they would be so happy to see that we've got a doctor in the family, we've got a mufti in the family, we've got the alim in the family. So at the happy occasions, you think about the disease. If only they were here, right? So, although on that note, Moulana Ashraf Ali Tanwi mentions that normally, in a happy occasion, sometimes you eat the favorite food of a deceased. Sometimes maybe, the deceased person like this type of food, or he like that type of food. So when you eat that food, you think about the deceased person. That, if mommy was here, if daddy was here, you would have really enjoyed it. He said, Wallahi, I take a qasam on Allah, the food that the deceased person is eating is a million times better than this food that you are eating. Because walal akhiratu khairul laka min al-ula. That the death of the akhirat is better. So don't feel also to think they are missing out on this. Don't feel also to think that the deceased is missing out on what you are enjoying. What they are enjoying is a million times better than what you are enjoying. So don't fear, yes, you miss them, but don't think they are missing out in anything. You miss them, but don't think they are missing out. What they are enjoying is way better than yours. So what they are enjoying is much better. So حتى يتمنى الأحياء الأموات يعيشوا في ذلك. So the conditions will be so pleasant that the loving will say that these people that pass away and they experience the unpleasant, if only they could be here to see the pleasant conditions, right? حتى يتمنى الأحياء الأموات يعيشوا, right? يعيشوا في ذلك 7 سنين. And this will be about, the hadith says it will be about 7 or 8 or 9 years where these pleasant and prosperous conditions will prevail. Okay, let's stop there, inshallah. We're going to switch over now to the tafsir. Sorry, Hidayah Shareef.